Hey guys, so today I'm going to be reviewing the book Joyland by Stephen King, and I just recently finished this like 2 weeks ago, and I included it in the books I was reading this past month if you guys want to go check out that video. But if you want to hear my thoughts on this book, keep watching. Okay, so this is like the fourth Stephen King book I've read in like a row in these past couple months, which is nuts because I'm never that fast of a reader. But I mean, I've always been into Stephen King, but I'm really getting into him now, and his books are the best. I mean, this one especially, I feel like you just feel like you're there at the carnival, which is so cool. But basically, the plot for this book is the student Devin moves to this town where this carnival goes on called Joyland, and he gets a job there for the summer, and he's kind of like heartbroken because he just broke up with his, well, in the beginning they're still kind of together, but his girlfriend ends it with him, and he really loved her and thought she was like the one and all this stuff, so he's like heartbroken over that. So he thinks by coming here, which is close to where she is like living, he can get back together with her, which doesn't ever happen. But and basically he ends up, like he wanted to take it just as a summer job, but ends up really like enjoying working there. So he ends up like dropping classes for college for a little bit to work here, and there's a big plot twist in it, which I'm not going to give away because I don't want to spoil anything, but it involves like a murder that went on there, and actually like the murder is part of like this killer that's been killing girls around the country, and he ends up finding out who it is, which is pretty crazy because I didn't really expect it, but it definitely kept my attention the whole book. And I mean, it's a pretty short book. It's about like 300 pages, so not too long. It was a pretty quick read, but I really enjoyed it. And like in the beginning I wasn't like crazy about it, like, which I feel like, I don't know why, but this happens with like all Stephen King books. I mean, I know like I'm gonna end up loving it because everything he does I love, but for some reason, like in the beginning of his books so far that I've read, like it takes me a couple chapters to get into the story and really be hooked, which happened with this as usual. It took about like, I'd say like 50 pages, and then I was like starting to get into it. But what I really like about this book, and I actually heard about this book through Emily Caits here on YouTube. I'll link her channel down below. She's awesome. But she said, and I definitely agree now from reading it, he just does like a great job at really describing everything in detail, like down to like the smell of the place and everything, and you just feel like you're at the carnival, which is so cool. And I love when books do that because with me, like I get so hooked with that, and just you feel like you're in the story and you just get sucked into the story, which is awesome. So that was like another part of why I think I read this so fast. But I really enjoyed this, and I think like normally I don't really get that creeped out by his books because I don't know, like besides It, which is a whole different story, I have yet to read that or watch the movie because I hate clowns. But the whole carnival thing to me has always been kind of creepy, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the clowns because they'll have clowns there, so it did kind of creep me out. And there'd be times like I'd be reading it and I didn't have to like take a step back because I don't know, it was creepy. It didn't scare me too much, but it creeped me out a little bit, and I liked that though. That was part of the reason why I read his books. So I really enjoyed it. And I mean, I know it's not one of his well-known books. This actually, I think it came out in 2013. So it's a newer book. It's not as well known as like The Shining or Pet Sematary, but I think it's definitely worth reading. I would say it's probably a good book to get into Stephen King. I mean, it's not one of his classic ones, but it's a shorter one to just kind of get your taste for what he's like. So I gave this I think I gave it a 4 stars on Goodreads. So I really enjoyed it, and you guys should definitely check it out if you haven't read it. And that's pretty much all I have to say about it. So let me know if you guys have read it, or even like some of your guys' favorite Stephen King books. I'd love to know. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.